Hi there, Matt and Mary. Daryl here from the town. Just going to wait a few minutes to see if anybody else joins. So far, we don't have any other attendees. So probably wait till about 5 after.
Hi there, Matt and Mary. Daryl here from the town.
And then start her up.
Just going to wait a few minutes.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Just to let you know, I've got two screens. The one that way that I'm looking at has got the camera in it, and when I look this way, I'm looking at we'll call it the big screen.
Which
So
you're
if it looks
actually
like
on at the moment.
yes,
So we're not looking at you, but we're looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I think your camera's actually disabled right now, so I'm just hearing your audio. Not a big deal. That's fine.
That's fine.
oh, there.
Oh, there you are. Yeah. So I see you now.
Oh dear.
You've got gray hair, dear.
Yeah, I'm just waiting a few minutes there for some of the staff to clear out so we're not getting a lot of background noise, but it's pretty quiet here now. So like I say, I'll just give it another 5 minutes to see if anybody does join, and then if not, I'll run through the presentation, and then if it's just us, let me know if you have any other questions, and then we can probably conclude. So
Okay.
Yeah. So it is the camera on the looking at you, but the
Yeah.
camera, yeah. Well,
We're looking at the screen that's projecting, but the
camera
is at a different angle. It's like on a laptop over there.
So I can read words or I can look at your face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess while we're still waiting here, yeah, so we're on track to bring the information report and hold the formal public meeting before council on December 7th. We're just kind of running through finalizing the report now, but ideally the plan would be to submit it as what we call an information and a recommendation report. So if there's not a lot of public feedback and council doesn't really have any issues with it, it's possible that on December 7th, they'll receive the information report and approve the amendment at the same time. So that'll wrap up the whole thing a little bit sooner.
That would be fabulous.
Yeah. So if that happens, then we should be able to submit the bylaw for December 21st, I think. No, sorry, the 14th of December. So basically the amendment will be wrapped up by the end of the year. If we do have to hold a separate, submit a whole separate recommendation report, that would probably be beginning of January. So it wouldn't be that much more of a delay. It would just be after the holidays.
Yeah.
But you should be in shape to proceed on with the permits for the spring, certainly. Yeah.
So. Shoveling snow off my van all winter.
Yeah. Fortunately.
Unless we don't get snow. Yeah. Which we lucked out this last session. Went north of us.
Yeah, we got about where I am in Fort Erie, we got maybe a couple centimeters, but it was melted by the end of the day. So
yeah, we had a skiff down, but just enough to know it snowed, and yeah, by the time afternoon rolled around, it was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ideally located here. Occasionally we get hammered with something off the lake, but other than that, it's pretty good weather.
All right, yeah, so as I mentioned, I'm just going to give it a few more minutes. And just in case I forgot, I think I forgot to point it out, we are live streaming on YouTube, so just keep that in mind.
Ooh. I should have put on makeup. Do I have any? No.
In the recommendations so far, Is there anything beyond what was in the pre-consultation?
Nope, everything is matching up with pre-consultation. So, yeah, the region mentioned that they're going to have to take a look at the septic at the site plan approval stage.
Right.
They did mention that in pre-consultation, but yeah, I mean, your structure there isn't going to be using any kind of like there's not going to be any washrooms or anything in there, right?
No.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
Just a carport.
Just a carport, no accommodations.
And
Yeah.
our septic was just put in the fall of 15.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. Yeah, they pretty much just mentioned so far that at the site plan approval stage, you'll have to submit a site plan, as we mentioned, and they asked that the septic be shown on the site plan. So when their staff is reviewing it, they can kind of see where the septic is in relation to the new structure. I don't think it'll be an issue because the two containers are already in the exact same spot the structure is going to be built. So,
Right.
And I think the septic hump is like, it's over 100 feet away, isn't it?
Yeah.
mhm.
When we're out there measuring.
So is this your first Zoom meeting?
No.
No.
We've been doing Zoom meetings with friends ever since I guess it was some point in April.
Oh, okay.
But
It's kind of neat because we're actually seeing our friends in England more often.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, nice.
it's a bunch of friends from university. It's like 40 years ago.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, we've always kept in touch, but we're meeting more often now.
Yeah, we got like monthly meetings going on, whereas before, like half a year go by before we didn't even say hello.
Mm-hmm.
So it's,
Yeah, we've been using it for our open houses and the council meetings, and it's been pretty successful. We have the odd issue with people that have to dial in via phone as opposed to just using like their laptops or their tablets or whatever. But yeah, on the whole, considering it was all new technology and we were just kind of demoing it as we went along, trying to adapt to the pandemic. Yeah, it's been working pretty well. So.
Yeah, Zoom seems to be pretty good. It's like previously used to use there was, I think, Google had one, and we used to use
what was the one you had to set up those conference
Microsoft.
rooms for?
Like Microsoft had one, and way back when I was working for the province, we used to have a separate video conference tool. So
That required a whole room and a whole setup
Yeah.
and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, that was more prehistoric.
Back in the days of floppy disks.
Yeah. And then there was Skype.
Yeah, I remember Skype too. Even that's pretty old now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I think Teams is what they've had to replace it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to Skype family holidays when everybody wasn't in the same province.
Yeah, I think the big difference is Skype is more based on the transmitter rather than Zoom, which has its own servers,
Mhm.
so it's able to host much larger conferences. So yeah, it's it's like it was a well-timed launch. They've done very well. It's like with the advent of a pandemic to give them a positive boost.
Yeah.
One of the few things.
It's become even a verb.
Yeah.
I'm going to Zoom.
Yeah, considering nobody had heard of it like a year ago, it's a household name, as you mentioned. Yeah.
I guess it was a verb before.
So
but now it's
I guess your work life has really been twisted around with this, the pandemic.
Yeah, it's getting we're slowly getting back to normal, kind of. But then with this, the numbers getting bad again, who knows, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to get back into the office more often, whereas we were working from home for probably 80 to 90% of the time for a while there. Like now I'm back in the office 3 days a week, so as opposed to like maybe 1 day a week as it was before. So yeah, we're slowly getting there. It'll be nice.
With online things, are you able to be just just as functional at working remote, or do you need a lot of in-house, in-office resources?
Yeah, it's not too bad working remotely. I could probably do 80% of it, but there's some things we do have to do in town hall, like mailing public notices and things like that, cashing
Right.
checks. We have to be at town hall to do that. So, yeah, it's been an interesting year as it has been for everyone, I suppose. All right. Well, I don't see anybody in the attendee list, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to kind of run through a 5 or 10 minute presentation, and then following that, if you have any other questions, let me know. And then yeah, if nobody pops in, then I think we can wrap it up.
Okay. Well, we're going to put ourselves on mute, which I think.
Okay. Now I'm going to share my screen. One sec. Just bear with me. I got to kind of operate 2 computers here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, thanks, Madam Mary, for attending. This is the sorry, not a temporary zoning bylaw, a zoning bylaw amendment, 1912 Kenwood Street. This information open house is intended to receive feedback and comments from the public on the proposed zoning bylaw amendment on 1912 Kenwood Street. This proposal will rezone the subject property to a site-specific neighborhood development ND zone that permits the use of 2 converted shipping containers to construct a detached accessory structure to the residential dwelling. The proposed accessory structure is a carport intended for vehicle parking and storage. So the subject property is located in the Gilmore neighborhood of the town of Fort Erie on the west side of Thompson Road. An existing residential dwelling is located on the subject property, and the proposed structure will function as an accessory building to the dwelling. The proposed structure will be constructed in the same location that 2 existing shipping containers are situated on the property. The following summarizes the land uses surrounding the subject property. To the north, single detached dwellings, Bowen Road, and industrial land, including a rail corridor. To the south, an existing industrial use, vacant residential land, and single detached dwellings along Thompson Road. To the east, a single detached dwelling, Thompson Road, and the town of Fort Erie's Greenwood Cemetery. And to the west, single detached dwellings and vacant wooded residential land. The subject property is designated urban residential in the official plan. Lands designated as urban residential are intended for a variety of housing forms, such as single detached dwellings. The proposal to amend the zoning to facilitate construction of a new accessory structure to an existing single detached dwelling is consistent with the land use policies of the official plan. A small sliver of the southern edge of the property is designated environmental conservation. The proposed accessory structure is not located in this area. Schedule C of the town's official plan illustrates that woodlands over 2 hectares and provincially significant wetlands are located in the vicinity of the subject property to the southwest. These features are not on the property itself, and no negative impacts from this proposal are anticipated on these natural heritage features. The subject property is currently zoned neighborhood development ND zone. This zoning permits existing single detached dwellings and building structures and uses accessory thereto. This proposal involves the use of 2 converted shipping containers to construct a detached carport accessory to the residential dwelling on site. A zoning bylaw amendment is required as the current zoning regulations only permit the use of one converted shipping container as an accessory structure. This proposed amendment will change the zoning of the property from neighborhood development ND zone to a site-specific neighborhood development ND zone that permits the use of two converted shipping containers for an accessory structure to the dwelling. The proposed structure meets all of the regulations in the zoning bylaw for accessory structures, and no other special provisions are required. This is the proposed design concept for the accessory structure proposed as part of the zoning bylaw amendment. Two shipping containers will be encased by decorative cladding with sliding barn doors located at the front and rear. The space between the containers will accommodate vehicle parking. The containers themselves will also open and be used for storage. These elevation drawings illustrate the decorative cladding on the sides of the structure as well as the sliding doors. A peaked roof will also cover the shipping containers and parking area within. And this sketch represents a conceptual site plan. The proposed structure will be located north of the dwelling and will face Kenwood Street. The structure will be located in the same place that the two shipping containers on site are currently situated. The proposed structure meets the structure to the dwelling. And that concludes the presentation. So I'm just going to stop screen sharing here just to see if we have anybody who joined as a participant. I don't see anyone. So, Matt and Mary, did you have any questions or comments?
No, no questions.
Did not realize that was designated wetlands out there, but it certainly is wet.
Yeah.
Glad someone noticed.
Yeah. So you are planning on having doors on at the front and the rear of the structure, right? Just
That's
to clarify.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay. But, yeah.
We couldn't hear you. There was it was just, you know, it's like electronic garble.
All right. Yeah. I mean, just now or throughout the presentation?
No, just now.
Oh, okay.
Nobody joined.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just wait another 5 minutes or so to see if anybody else joins in, and if not, then I think we can conclude.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, that's the fan.
Where?
The white blob there.
Right?
No, the white blob between us is the fan.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the blob over to here, right here.
I don't know.
Yeah. Something between me and the camera.
Well, it could be the
Camera
wire
lens.
yeah, it could be the side of the camera lens.
Yeah.
The wire that holds the flap up.
We need a better Zoom backdrop if we're going to do
Yeah.
more Zoom meetings, dear.
Yes.
We're losing this battle.
Well, I guess we'll wait. So have you two ever participated in a council meeting before?
Yes.
We were there, one of our first year here, we were there for the meeting about the development at the golf course.
Yeah, just to find out about it, you know, what was going to happen to the neighborhood.
If they were going to
So
approve
forth.
that intersection at Bow
Oh,
and
okay. Is
Thompson.
that Oh, okay. Yeah, the one north of Phipps, right?
Yes, generically the intersection is known as the tunnel or the subway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
under the train bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our concern at the time was
they put that many people in over there. They're all going to be coming through that intersection to either go to the highway or shopping.
and it's a slight hook. There's not a straight.
It's hard enough.
It's not a straight line of view.
It's hard enough turning left on Bowen to Thompson now. If you had that much increase in traffic, getting out would be horrendous.
Yeah, and I've seen the one road. I don't know if it's still called Thompson or not, but Thompson kind of swings northwest just beyond Phipps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people come flying that roadway too without looking properly.
Yes.
There was a head-on there a couple of days ago. Someone ran right into a truck.
Can be a little bit hairy to say the least.
No, we missed what you said. We had electronic garble there.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Someone's behind you. Is that our internet dropping?
I don't know.
Lagging, or
It could be ours.
his? He seems-
oh, sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
That's what happens when you're still in the office.
Yep. Yeah, I'll just give me 1 sec.
Yeah, something's freezing up.
Yeah.
Connection issue.
Yeah. Either yours or our internet is freezing you up and garbling your bit.
Yeah, I'm getting it a bit here on my end too. It's probably a mix of the two.
Yeah. So that development has been put on hold. Is it like gone forever, or do you think they'll ever resurrect it?
Well, the zoning was approved, and I believe the subdivision got approved as well. So it's kind of on the developer now to move it forward.
Yeah.
So they have to satisfy all the conditions of approval, and then come back to the town for what we call final approval. And then if council approves that, then they can register the subdivision. But at this stage, it's more a matter of how quickly the developer wants to clear out those conditions.
I think the actual original developer is passed on, I believe.
Yeah, I've heard the same, that the ownership changed hands.
Yeah.
So periodically, if you're following it, council will approve what we call extensions of draft plan approval.
Yeah.
So after the initial approval, there was a 3-year period where they were, they didn't require any extensions. But beyond that, it depends on what council approves. But typically every couple of years, they'll have to come back in and apply for another extension, and then council would have to approve that.
Will turn into the nightmare like Port Dalhousie has.
Yeah.
Where they won't withdraw, but they're not going forward. So it's all stalled. It's been stalled there for over 10 years.
Yeah, it all depends on the developer. We've had some developments that have been kind of hanging about for 10, 20 years. And we've had some where they came in, got the approval, and started building, almost within the 3-year period. So
yeah. Well, I guess a lot of it has to do with, we'll generically call it market conditions.
Yeah, for sure.
Or money.
Well, yeah.
Comes down to money. If you don't got it, you can't build.
Yeah. And it's like the opportunity for need. What they proposed there sounded fairly neat.
I love the mix. He had a really good mix. It looked very good.
Yeah.
A couple of high rise with, it's like with a small grocery store. It was more than a convenience store. See, I think it was described as like a neighborhood grocery type
Which
place.
that end of side of town needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were proposing some what we call mixed use buildings too. So that would be like commercial on the ground floor and then residential units up top. So
Hopefully they would have some rentals because like there's rentals is
It's
vastly over.
yeah.
sparse in this town, and it's like
Not everybody can own a house.
some of the attraction. We only moved from St. Catharines, so Fort Erie is not new to us, but we moved here because of its slower pace. It's like a good place to retire and enjoy. But we think that type of development would actually be good for the area.
Yeah, it'd be nice for that part of town is known as Bridgeburg, and there's not a ton of development up there right now. Like you get the one-off build here and there, but it would be nice to sort of have some of the new development
and some
move forward in that part of town.
Yeah. And there's minor commercial stuff, but there isn't, they're all trucking up over to Walmart and that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect, it's like when the new hospital is built,
Right.
that's going to attract more people, it's like to the area. It's like considering, it's like Fort Erie, our area is, it's a little more rural, semi-rural, as opposed to, it's like city centric of the Falls or St. Catharines.
Isn't it just like, all the people that are currently in the Niagara Falls Hospital would just be there working?
I don't know about all of them, but
It's not going to
possibly.
increase.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a new build. It's like just a rebuild.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway,
but it's still going to attract.
we digress. We digress a lot.
Well, I think we're at 25 after, and I don't see anybody else joining the meeting, so I think we're pretty good to probably wrap it up. So before I conclude, did you guys have any other questions for me?
No, I
just
guess.
want to thank you for your efforts and all that you've done for this.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for attending the meeting today as well.
Yeah. I guess the only question I have is, will there be a report before the December 7th meeting?
Yeah, there will. So we're just finalizing it now internally. Okay. But the report will be available by 5:00 p.m. next Wednesday, December 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as I see it's uploaded to the agenda, I'll email you a copy of the report.
Okay.
And then you'll have a couple days to read it over, and then we'll have the public meeting on the 7th of December.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
super.
Thank you very much for all your assistance in this and getting us this far. So yeah, we're all geared up for a spring build.
Yep, and like I say, ideally, we'll have to see what senior staff says, but if we can, we're going to try and bring it as information recommendation report. So then hopefully you'll get your approval right on December 7th. Then we could pass the bylaw, and by the time the appeal's over, you'll pretty much be ready to go in beginning of January. So.
Right. We can get somebody lined up before they're all snapped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's like trying to get any contractors. It's like they say, well, it's like until you've got the zoning done, until you've got, it's like they don't want to take anything on that is that far future, and it's like not 100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I discussed it with Ms. Dolch that I wanted to do it piece by piece, just so I know. And it's like then once we're sure, after each major milestone, we can then it's like invest and it's like work on the next phase. So, and that's been much appreciated. Again, thank you very much.
We won't keep you any longer.
Thanks. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for attending. So until I reach out for the report, if you have any other questions or you need any info, you have my email and my phone number. So.
Yep.
Anytime.
Night, night.
All right. Have a good evening.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. Bye now.
Yeah, no worries. Bye.